And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being here yet again. We have a great show for you yet again. on a night like this, depending on where you are, if you are on the West Coast, there's still sunlight out. So we are not yet on a night like this, unlike you great folks out there on the East Coast. Soon, though. Yeah. And joining me right now, of course, is the co-host, Mr. Mike Hideous. What's going on, Mike?
Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are in the country. But hello, Michael. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I am fired up. And Mike, I hate to do this, but I have to begin the show in a very kind of sad way because I feel a little bit sad right now. And Mike, I'm not sure if you knew this or not, but Jim Fetzer was on last night here on this program.
Yes, I saw it. I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I wasn't feeling well yesterday and the day before, but yes.
Well, what a coincidence. He wasn't also feeling very well, and he had mentioned how he thought he needed to go to the hospital. And sure enough, Mike, I got that text message this afternoon stating that he, in fact, is in the hospital right now.
Oh, boy. Do you know what's wrong?
Well, he thinks he has COVID or something of that nature. Something bad he was claiming here on the program. And that's not good, Mike. He's no spring chicken,
That was my next question. How old is he? In his 70s?
He's like 83, I believe.
Is he now?
I believe he might be.
Good for him.
Yes, and thank you to Paulina out there. She just hit up the super chats there, which is something I wish more of you would do. Send us a tip here whenever you'd like. But yeah, Jim Fetzer, please pray for him. If you do pray, definitely do that for Jim. He's 82, rather, not 83, but
80 something is good enough for me.
Yeah, he ain't young. That's for sure.
I hope I live that long.
So do I. I hope I'm that age and I'm still here on the mic screaming and shouting at all of you.
You and me. Could you imagine if we both lived that long?
That'd be awesome.
Well, let's see. You're younger than me, so I'd probably be about 120 by the time you're 80.
You'd be about 150. No, I'm joking. But yes, definitely pray for one Jim Fetzer, a legend, a true legend in this game. And Mike, my God, I feel terrible about that,
Yeah, what a shame.
Yeah,
well, I shouldn't say what a shame. I mean, he's in the hospital. I mean, let's just hope he gets better. That's all.
Yeah. Creative Accident says they will finish him with pillow over the head. I think you mean pillow over the face. Over the head's not going to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, over his head's just not going to be able to hear.
Yeah.
His head'll get hot.
Yeah, I think that might have been a typo or something of that nature, but yeah, Jim's not doing so well, boys and girls.
Goodness.
Yeah, and we love Jim very much. I'm not the only one, and he's helped so much bring in all kinds of people here on this program.
No doubt.
Yeah, that guy is amazing. And it sucks that we might lose Jim Fetzer.
Oh, now, come on, don't say that yet. We're not ready.
Well, I always say we might lose him. We might lose. Even when you were sick, Mike, I'm like, we might lose Mike.
No wonder I got so many people writing me to say, well, I hope you feel better.
Yeah,
we're all praying for you.
We're praying for you.
What the hell did Michael say? I knew it was your fault.
It probably was. I say that about everybody, though. That anyone that's sick, I'm like, let's hope he doesn't,
croak.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I'm sick, though, to be honest.
That's how I felt the last 2 days. My goodness.
Right. And he did sound rough. Yes, Walks at Night says he sounded so rough last night. And that's one of the reasons why I ended the program as early as I did, because I felt kind of bad. I'm just dragging him on here. And
yeah,
it's like, I can't. Oh, hit the mic. I'm like, oh, I can't do that anymore. I got to let him go already.
He might have pushed himself a bit too much, if he was already sick.
Yeah, as he does. Jim is a fighter. And, he always pushes forward no matter what. Even if he's feeling sick, he'll still be on the program.
He is a train wreck.
Well, you can't say that, Mike. You're going to have people hating you after that.
No, that's That's my term for him, as you know.
Well, yeah,
I always
that's your
I
nickname for
screwed
him.
up. Yeah, I screwed up the what is the freight
The
train
freight train,
comment
yeah.
and called him the train wreck.
Well, we still know what you mean though. You meant well.
Yeah,
It's all
of
good.
course.
Yes, it's not like a Chris Como, who we're going to be talking about here in a minute. He wanted to kill himself, Mike, after he got fired from his gig out there in CNN.
That's so.
That's what he claims.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Wow, indeed.
Life is so hard for politicians.
I know. You mean for
golly.
news anchor?
Oh, is that? I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, well, you're thinking about the other guy.
Yeah. I was thinking.
They're both horrible, though.
What the hell was I thinking of? Cuomo.
You're thinking about
Marco
the brother.
Cuomo.
Yeah, you're thinking about the other guy.
Marco Cuomo.
They're both equally as bad, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, well, I got to be honest. Now that you're mentioning it's Chris Cuomo.
Right.
I don't know much about that guy.
He's an anchor, a real bad one at that.
And CNN.
But he apparently was suicidal after he lost the gig.
Oh, poor guy.
I mean, it's not like
why did he get fired? Do you know?
I don't exactly know or care to know why he got fired. I don't really give a shit about him that much. But the fact that he wanted to kill himself is what I care about. I'm thinking, why didn't you do it?
Probably wanted attention.
Well, exactly. But he should have killed himself, in my opinion. Would have been doing the world a good favor, in my opinion.
I read statistics once that I believe they said something like 90%, either 80 or 90% of suicides which obviously go botched and are a failed attempt, are not a reaction, but an attempt to get a reaction from people. Like if you're going to do it,
right?
There are ways.
Exactly.
There are ways to do it. Like if you really want it done, there are ways to do it.
Yeah, you're going to do it. You're not going to just say, "Oh, I'm going to kill myself."
Right. I don't know if I ever, not to get off the subject, but if I ever told you about the girl who I dated who killed herself.
Wow.
Yeah, Priscilla.
Okay, well, tell us about Priscilla now.
Long story. I'll make it short. Make it real short.
Go ahead.
She was a girl. I started dating her. She was a lot younger than I was, but I started dating her in 2004. Actually, no, we started seeing each other in like 2004, and I went on for like 2 years just dating her. And she was so spoiled, beautiful girl, beautiful. And this is the kind of girl who was just used to guys always saying yes, 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 yes. So when she met me, I'm like the first guy that said no.
Ooh.
And she would, as a result, her reactions would be, if you don't do this, I'm going to drive my car off a cliff.
Oh, she would give you ultimatums.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
She would, in fact, she called me one day from work. And she would argue with me all the time over just fucking nonsense. So one day she called me from work. She worked at Best Buy. She tells me, I'm going to kill myself tonight. I'm going to go home and I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to drive my car off a bridge. And if that don't work, I'm going to go home and I'm going to cut my wrists. So being concerned, I called the store back and I spoke to the manager and I said, listen, I'm Priscilla's boyfriend. You need to talk to her. She's threatening suicide to me. I want to make sure she's okay. Okay. I hang up. I call back in like 15 minutes to talk to the guy. He gets on the phone. Listen to this. He tells me, don't call her back. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you're the cause.
Wow.
This is what's what. And I'm like, dude, I called you guys to make sure she was okay. All right. So that story happened. Fast forward a while later, she threatens it again and again. Eventually we break up. And there was a point in time between me and the next guy she went out with where she did the exact same things. And on the night it happened, she left him. He basically figured out she was just a crackpot. And she left him. I'm sorry, he left her, broke up with her. And when she left his house, telling him telling him she was going to kill himself. He called the cops. The cops stopped her on the road, on the highway. They pulled her over. They said, "We got a call from your boyfriend, said that you were going to kill yourself. Are you okay?
Damn.
You know, we're going to help you." She says, "Yes, yes, yes. Everything's fine." She goes home, puts a bag over her head, takes some heroin, and kills herself. Now, what are you doing? Like, how do you stop that? You can't. You know, you try to call the cops.
Yeah.
They pull you over.
Oh my God.
She goes home and still kills herself. So,
whew, rough.
Pretty messed up, right? Beautiful girl.
That is messed up. What was going on upstairs with her? That
As I said, she was a girl who grew up with only a mother. Her father and her mother, her original biological father, they divorced. So her mother, who was a very nice one, they were from Peru, Peruvian women, family, really nice people, and she just never had anybody tell her no. She got everything she wanted, and that was because she was a beautiful girl, and everybody would just give in to what she wanted.
So men catered to her.
That's right, except me.
Except you. You were the first one not to cave in, and here's Mike coming in all black, like Johnny Cash, and you know, you're breaking her heart, and she's like, you know what, I'm gonna kill myself, and that's what she did. And that's what she did. Exactly. Damn, that's Mike. Right.
You know what it was like? She wasn't used to like a guy like myself. I had my own place. I had a big art studio at the time, so she'd come over, and it was it was a cool place. She'd come over and want to hang out, and when she got out of hand, I was like, "Get out, go home. Don't stay here if you're going to be a little bitch." And I would kick her out like on frequent occasions. I never dealt with her nonsense over the phone. I would always hang up, and I'm like, "Look, I'm not going to be talked to that way."
Yeah, you put your foot down.
I did, and she didn't like that. It was a big insult to her.
And do you feel any regret or remorse for anything like that, Mike? Knowing what you know now.
Without going into long details, drawn out stories, I was dating another girl by the time she died. And when we broke up, I was really devastated because I really loved this girl. It was the first girl like in ages that I had been monogamous with.
Yeah. Wow.
And I made it clear, like we were going steady in 2006 for 1 year, 2006 to 2007, and that's when she changed.
By the way,
she got
By the way, Mike, I hate to interrupt you, but just a comment flew by me here that made me giggle. JJG in the chat says pimp hand strong. So basically, he's indicating that you were slapping a bitch.
Never.
You were slapping a hoe.
I've never hit a woman. Never. I've defended myself.
Are you sure about that? Are we going to have to call the police on you, Mike? We're going to have to Me Too you here.
Never hit a woman. I've never intentionally, knowingly clenched my fist and aimed it for a woman's face.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that. I'll see what your ex-girlfriend had to say.
Yeah, you can talk to
I'll
Lucifer's
message
daughter.
her.
She'll tell you that.
I'll call her.
But I never did.
I'll call her right now.
All right.
We'll see if you were violent with her, and Mike, we're gonna put you in jail.
Took her to court for that shit, man.
Oh,
I won.
Oh shit, you took her to court
twice.
Oh my god.
Twice I won. I made her a fool in front of everybody. She cried because I proved that she was out of her mind. But that's a whole other story. I don't even want to talk
details
about
I didn't know. Well, Mike, you brought it up, and now I'm like, holy shit.
You brought it up. You said you were going to call her.
I am going to call her. We're going to call the police after this program.
Okay.
You're going to be the first co-host I have arrested on air. That'd be great.
Never hit a woman in my life. My father and my mother brought me up the right way.
That's good, Mike.
Hit a woman.
I'm with you on that one.
As I said, I've defended myself when they've come at me with a scissors or
God.
Slapping, punching,
kicking. A woman came at you with scissors in her hand.
That was the first, my first steady girlfriend.
Oh my God, Mike.
She and I. It was right in front of my house outside. And like she came after me outside of her car with a scissors. She was a hair cutter. A hairdresser.
Oh, I see.
She takes the fucking scissors out of her pocketbook and comes after me, and I'm like in the middle of the street in front of my house, and I'm like holding her back. I'm like, what are you doing, you psychopath?
Was she Italian?
No, no, she was German.
Okay, she's German. I would understand if she was Italian. Then I'd be like, okay, well,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why I don't argue with Italian women.
And that is?
Well, you know.
Oh, because they'll kill you.
That's right. I don't be fighting with Italian women. I'm smarter than that.
No.
I ain't trying to do that. Hell no, that's crazy.
And the one you just mentioned, the one I took to court, she was Sicilian, so that's even double worse.
Ooh. Well, Mike,
don't mess with the Sicilians, man.
I'm glad you have sort of went through that and got past it, Mike. You live and learn. I apologize again that you had to sort of endure that sort of thing with the court and someone killing themselves. That's never good.
Hard thing. And just to answer your question, when I was going with that other girl after Priscilla and I broke up, at first I was devastated when we broke up, but then I hated her so much because of why she left me.
Yeah.
That I immediately put it out of my mind. But it took about 5 months, and then all of a sudden, it hit me. And it hit me hard, too.
Yikes.
I was really upset after that.
I bet, man. I
wrote a song about her.
You wrote a song about her?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mike. These are all new things I'm learning about my co-host this evening, people. Just like you, we're learning in real time about my co-host here, Mr. Mike Hideous, legendary musician here. I've always thought that of you, Mike. And not just because you're the co-host. I've always respected your musical talents and, your artwork and so forth. I've always admired you that way. Not in a sexual way, but
thank you.
In a positive, heterosexual way.
Why not?
Well, I don't swing that way.
You should.
Well, I don't really like
make
that.
A great pair.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard.
Great pair.
I've heard that.
You get rid of that girlfriend of yours, and we'll make a great homosexual pair.
Yes. Oh my God. The cat is my girlfriend, by the way. The little kitty.
Is it now?
Yeah, the cat is my girlfriend.
So you have a little hairy pussy.
I do. That is the girlfriend. But Mike, Chris CUOMO, we're talking about suicide here. And, Mike went on a tangent here talking about suicide and the girlfriend. But we were talking in the beginning here about Chris CUOMO revealing that he was going to kill everybody, including himself, after he was fired from
everybody.
From
when you say everybody, you mean like a mass murder suicide kind of thing?
I think that's what he was hinting at here, and we do have an audio clip of an interview where he sort of mentioned that. And of course, this is coming.
What a piece of shit!
Right, and this is coming. I believe he was fired back in 2021 over a sexual harassment scandal. Is actually what I just discovered here. Do we believe him? Do we believe the woman? Is he innocent? I don't know, but it was enough to get him fired. That's for sure.
I got to say this, Michael, based on what you just said to me about him wanting to kill everybody and then himself. If that is indeed true, then he's a piece of shit. Because anybody who wants to take out other people that are innocent, particularly innocent. I mean, I don't know if if you want to take yourself out in a prison camp and take out all the guards, that I can understand. But to take out innocent people that have nothing to do with it, that's just wrong, and that makes you a piece of shit, in my personal opinion.
My goodness. And Mike, we do have audio here. One Chris CUOMO. Let's get that ready here and let you guys hear that. It's a quick one though, but a good one. I promise, Mike.
Accepted. I had to accept because I was going to kill everybody, including myself. Things can consume you. Italians are so passionate. And I really had to fight against that because, just like you did, I got too many people counting on me.
So
I got too many people counting on me.
So, Mike, what do you make of that? He's saying that the Italians are very passionate people. Let's hear that again.
Accepted. I had to accept because I was going to kill everybody. Including myself. Things can consume you. Italians are so passionate. And I really had to fight against that because, just like you did, I got too many people counting on me.
Ooh, he is a piece of shit, though.
Anybody who says or thinks or said, wants to do something like that, in my opinion, is, you know what? You go kill yourself. If you think that way about other people and you want to kill them, just because you want to take your own life, then take your life, you piece of shit.
What a selfish piece of shit, that Chris CUOMO. Can you imagine that, boys and girls? Just because he was hit with a sexual harassment scandal, the guy lost his mind and wanted to kill everyone.
What a jackass.
I'm going to kill myself.
And everyone else, yo.
I'm going to kill everyone and then myself. What a fucking pussy.
I hate that. I really do. Can I make a shout out to October Noor?
You could Mike, you could have sexual relationships with every band member in October Noor if you want. Go ahead.
Let me take my pants off. Yeah, hi guys. Just thanks for listening to the show, and hello to all of you. Good luck with your gig tonight.
Someone said, "Say what you think, Mike. Stop beating around the bush, man." That's what AJ is saying. Mike, are you holding back here? You know, if you're slowing the show down, I might have to mute you.
I do have to say, Renee Jamie had asked what my real name is. First, she spelled the word hideous wrong. But secondly, JJG called me Michael Hidioski.
Michael Hidioski.
Yes, I have Polish background.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
Well, I didn't know they were. Shout out to the band, by the way, October Noor.
Indeed.
I'm glad they're on the road listening to the program, unlike that other lady, that very disgusting lady who called in, left a very scandalous voicemail here on the program, that 424-666-2425 number, Mike, saying that she was driving cross country.
Crunchy.
Cross Crunchy. And, she was listening to the program for hours on end, wondering when the show was going to, evolve and get better.
So long to you, lady.
Well, that's not exactly what she said. That's just kind of how I worded it for her because, she's a little bit slow.
That was the nice version.
That was the very nice version, the very PC version here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to find that voicemail again. That was pretty good, actually. I thought that was pretty funny. And Cindy Lou says, Fredo.
Fredo from The Godfather, yes.
I think that's what they were calling him, by the way.
Oh, Cuomo?
Yeah.
I could be somebody. I could do things.
Chris Homo.
Ooh.
Oh. Hey. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, you can't say that. Well, I just did. Fuck you.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry about that, Mike. I didn't mean to drag you into all this nonsense here, but,
That's all right.
I'm just letting people know where we stand, that's all.
That's all right.
It's all right, Mike. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell in your ear there.
Renee, you're spelling my name wrong, Renee.
Well, people,
Hideux.
Some people can't spell, Mike. What can you do?
And she says, I thought Mike Hideous was Italian. Of course I'm Italian. I'm so Italian. Mostly American, but all Italian.
He's Blacktalian.
And part Blacktalian.
That's right.
50% Blacktalian, 50% American, and 50% Italian.
So, Mike, after talking to you right now, I kind of feel like Chris was right about the Italians. They are very passionate people.
Absolutely. We talk with our hands. We spit a lot when we talk. And we're passionate.
My girlfriend, the cat, the kitty cat, she also talks to me with her fist as well. She scratches me.
Does she now?
Yeah, the little cat I got. The newer one. Not the orange cat. This is a darker colored cat here. That cat puts his little paws on me. Little shit.
That's abuse.
It is. I feel neglected.
You feel molested, you mean?
Yeah, I feel like Chris CUOMO right now. I'm gonna kill myself. Mike, I still feel like he should have done it. I don't know why he didn't do it.
Well, like I said, bro, hearing him say that he was going to kill everybody
he should have just
else,
killed himself and got it over with.
That just makes me hate him more.
Without the part of him killing everyone else. I mean, I just think he should have just thrown himself off the bridge there.
That is the most, like, when people say that, when they want to, like, these copycat people who they go and they murder everybody and then they take themselves out, they are shit. And I hope they burn in the deepest, darkest bowels of hell.
He should throw himself off the Brooklyn Bridge.
I disagree. The one in San Francisco is higher.
Oh, that one's higher, yeah.
Yeah, he'd have
launch him head first.
Definitely die from that one. So
yeah, he's a piece of shit. Let him die. Let him die. I'm not sure what kept him alive.
Because he was scared. That's why. I mean, how many times have you ever thought about suicide, Michael? Seriously.
In a serious way, not really.
In an absolute serious way.
I've never really thought about killing myself, Mike, to be completely honest with you. I know times have gone dark for me, but I didn't think, well, you know what, I'm just going to kill myself. I mean, I've never reached that point. And I'm sure a lot of other people out there in the room here listening to us, I'm sure some of them probably have thought about that, but suicide is not the way to go. People, I'm not trying to encourage anyone except Chris CUOMO to kill himself, but you guys out there know I don't want you guys to do that at all.
Well, I have. I've actually had multiple times in which I've actually had my gun right on the table. Shit,
Mike. So you were, you're flirting with that idea then.
I was, yeah.
Wow.
This was years ago.
Well, Mike, I'm sorry. I guess don't know what else to say.
Right. Yeah, no. What can you say?
Well, don't kill yourself.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'll be very honest. I'm a pussy when it comes to that. I don't have the nerve. And do you know what kept me from doing it? My animals.
I was going to say your cat.
My cats, my birds, all of them. If
it
weren't for them,
yeah.
If it weren't for them, I could possibly be dead right now.
I think I'm hearing one of your animals right now in the background.
Yeah, it's my cockatiel.
The cockatiel.
Samuel
Jackson back there. You're such a racist, Mike.
What?
You named your bird after Samuel Jackson?
No, actually, Samuel is the name of Satan before he became Satan. There was a point in time when Lilith and Samuel were the who the hell was Samuel? Now that I think of it, Samuel had sex with Lilith.
Oh God, I don't believe any of these lies. By the way, Mike,
it doesn't have to do with Samuel Jackson. I hate that guy. I think he's a big time racist. And
he probably is actually. I don't think he likes the whites very much.
He doesn't. He's even said it.
Well, I mean, nowadays it's no one likes the whites nowadays. That's what the media taught me.
Oh, of course.
I've learned from the media. They say whites are, disgusting. You don't want to be around the whites.
And of course we're all rich.
Yeah, we're filthy rich white guy.
Right, systemically racist in our DNA. I mean, hey, the news knows exactly what's going on, right?
Whites are the problem. We should just kill all the white people.
There you go.
Exterminate them. We have a final solution.
Start with Chris CUOMO.
Start with Chris. Well, he's Black Italian a little bit, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can't kill him right away.
Make him a martyr out of him.
We got to remind him more, and maybe he'll break down. We got to break him down slowly. Then he could, maybe he might kill himself. I should write him an email. Encouraging him to, Dear Chris, stop being a pussy and pick up a gun. I don't think you could say that, though. I think we might go to jail now.
Did you play the disclaimer at the beginning of the show?
I sure didn't. No.
Okay, then we're okay then.
No, I didn't play the disclaimer.
Oh, you should play it now then.
Right now?
Just to make sure that everybody knows that we're not responsible for what we say.
Well, Mike, you make a great point. Maybe we might need to do that right now.
The Michael Deacon program is a variety entertainment show whose host and co-hosts have a sense of humor and are not weighed down by the pressures of political correctness, proper pronouns, or views enforced by the left or right parties. The views on the Michael Deacon program are not meant to reflect or incite hatred or conflict. If you're easily offended, and lack a sense of humor, which allows you to laugh at yourself, we strongly urge you not to listen to this broadcast.
I was playing the disclaimer there. I don't know if you probably didn't hear me, though.
I couldn't hear it, no.
Oh, you couldn't hear it. Well, Mike, the disclaimer just went off there. I should have played that in the beginning of the show, but who really cares? I mean, we're going to get down no matter what. We don't really need a disclaimer, but sometimes we'll play it in the beginning or right now just for fun. But yes. Oh, I'm seeing a thing from Edwin here. He's saying, what was he saying?
Just a little late. Like the morning after pill.
Wow. Just a little late, like the morning after pill. Plan B, he's talking about.
A permanent solution to a temporary problem, and likely can laugh about it. That was Edwin Johnson.
Well, Mike, I think the real problem are, those with tiny hats. The JWs. I think that's the real problem, Mike.
Hold that thought right there. Can I just say something to Renee, Jamie? Take a look at what you're listening to. Look at the picture where it says the Michael Deacon program, and then look to the right where it says featuring Mike Hideous. There you go, baby.
Well, Mike, not everyone can read. It happens, Not everyone has perfect 20/20 vision, Mike. People lose sight of things.
All the time.
Just like Chris CUOMO, he lost sight of the goal.
What a world we live in. Huh?
What a world. It's too bad he didn't kill himself.
It's getting worse.
But yes, we'll move on now from one Chris CUOMO. I think I'm done beating him up here. I'm going to have to send him an email after this program, though. Maybe I could work my magic. Who knows? The bird agrees with me, though. He wants me to send an email, so I will. Thanks for the confirmation. And, that brings me to another person from another CNN anchor, by the way. Don Lemon.
Another jerk.
Yes, Don Lemon. He's in some hot water just recently, too, Mike.
I heard.
From what I heard. Yeah, he was apologizing for saying women aren't in their prime after their 40s.
Listen, man, anybody on CNN they're opinionated people. They're not doing their job as journalists. They are paired up with the left. So, and they get away with effing murder. So they're all idiots. I really think they're all idiots on that channel.
So what do you make of that, Mike? Do you believe
what
that?
He said?
Yeah. Do you think women aren't in their prime after 40? What do you think? Do you think that was wrong of him to say?
I got to admit, I'm not sure what he was really saying. Was he saying in their prime sexually, in their prime business-wise, in their prime intelligent-wise? Like, what was he getting at?
So you're asking for the context in which it was used.
Say again?
I said you're asking about in which context was it used, basically.
Right.
Yes, he was actually, I think he was arguing on the air with Nikki Haley, who recently announced her campaign for president. And, he was basically saying, she's 51, she's not really in her prime. When a woman is considered to be in her prime, it's her 20s and 30s, maybe 40.
Well, what the hell was Hillary Clinton?
And, that's what he believes. And, I don't know what to make of it, but
He's an idiot.
Well,
He's an idiot.
I think he got a little ahead of himself there. Maybe if he would have said, there's term limits, maybe that would have been a little bit more appropriate. But to say a woman is out of her prime for those years, every woman is a little bit differently upstairs, just like Absolutely. Every man is a little bit different upstairs as well. I mean, look at Jim. That guy's 82 years old and he's firing on all cylinders here, and he's as sharp as a whip.
You're absolutely right.
Sharper than a lot of guys that are a lot younger. That's for sure.
He might be a little confused at times.
He might get a little, we all get a little confused at times, sure. And Renee says, I don't know, man. I've seen some hot cougars after 40.
Exactly. That's my point. That's what I was going to say. I've seen some women over 40 who look amazing. I really have.
But
in
I think
50s, as a matter of fact.
I think, what he was saying was in terms of, being out there running as the president and doing, all these sort of things.
Well,
I don't know if he was talking about,
well as I do.
I don't know if he was talking about her look wise or just, sexually. I don't know if they would do that on CNN, but either way, he got in some hot water and now he's backpedaling. He should have just meant what he said, even if he was saying, well, maybe if he was saying that in the sexual context, just come on out with it. Don't be a bitch about it. Don't be afraid now.
You know what? No matter what he said, what it was related to, now that I think about it, it was wrong. It was wrong. But here's the thing. These people, they get away with murder. These guys, whether they're in CNN, MSNBC, or Hollywood movie stars or whatever, anybody on the left who they get away with murder. They say one thing and they get away with murder.
They get away with murder.
As you said, they backpedal.
They become little bitches, yes. And David Kopp, thank you for that there. A small drop in the bucket for the Fancy Feast Fund. Yes, we got to feed the cats, basically. The little kitties. We got to feed the little baby cats. They're like my children, to be honest with you. And that's from the...
Thank you to Renee.
And that's from the Depressed Hawaiian, by the way.
Oh, who?
That is David.
Oh, that's David?
That's David.
Oh, David Coop. Right, okay.
Right. And of course, Renee dropping in here as well. We appreciate that as well. Yes, we love that. And we see you creative accidents as well. He's asking if we're talking about MILFs here.
MILFs?
I don't know. I'm just going with what Don Limon said. And again,
Limon.
Women aren't in their prime after their 40s. Women, where you at? Where are all the older women in the chat room? Do you feel that was was that a slight at older women? Is he trying to out himself as saying, well, I only go out with the young ones or the young guys?
Well, and
I don't think he's. I don't think he's
Dr. Detroit meant. I'm sorry.
I was going to say I don't think he's straight. By the way,
Hawaiian guy?
No, Don Limon, not the Hawaiian guy.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
Yeah, you might be right, but who cares?
That's true.
The fact is, as I just said, these people, they're all part of the entertainment thing, and they're all full of shit.
I agree.
And I just want to add what Dr. Detroit mentioned. Rest in peace, Raquel Welch. Oh, she was so beautiful at one point in time.
At one point in time, what, 100 years ago?
Well, even in her 60s and 70s, she looked amazing.
She was in her prime, even in her 60s?
I wouldn't say prime. I'm saying she looked amazing in her 60s and 70s. I don't know what she looked like recently. I know she died, a couple days ago. But, yeah, too bad. She was. I have a couple of movies that she's in. One of my favorite is a movie called Bedazzled from 1965. And
you didn't add her to the celebrity death pool? How dare you?
I did not. Never thought she'd die.
You thought she'd live forever?
I was hoping.
Oh my. Yeah, we are all sort of on that mindset where we think we won't die or nothing bad will ever happen to us. But how quickly that goes away. Once you get any kind of a sickness or illness, that's why sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm going to die when I get sick, Mike. That's why I'm like, oh, he's sick.
Like that?
Well, that's how I think about everybody. I'm just like, oh no, I hope he doesn't die.
I'm surprised that you think that way.
I do. I get really scared.
I do.
I get worried.
I'm very negative. Very.
Well, we know that, Mike. Oh, we know you get negative, Mike. Even the bird back there knows you get negative. Mm-hmm. You shake his cage and you throw things at him. No, he doesn't do that.
God forbid. Dr. Detroit mentions show the picture of Raquel Welch at age 80 versus Madonna at age 63.
Ooh, okay. That's a challenge right there. That sounds like a challenge. I guess I'm going to have to
while you're looking for
go for that.
Once again, Renee, thank you again for an additional little pop in the pocket.
So Raquel Welch.
Renee, Renee, you said you saw Bedazzled with Elizabeth Hurley. That's not the version I'm talking about. That's a remake. The original is with Dudley Moore and a few other stars who I cannot remember. There was a British movie made back in the day in 1965. You want to see a better version, look up the original version, Bedazzled with Dudley Moore. It is hilarious. Great movie about the main character making a deal with the devil just to get a woman he loves.
Mike knows his film, by the way, in case anyone is wondering. Mike is all about it. He's been watching movies since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. And here we have Raquel Welch, by the way.
Wow.
We do have a photograph of her right now here in the chat room. And yeah, she's obviously a lot older here on the left. And, obviously she looks a lot better than Madonna does. That's for sure. There's there's no comparison. Madonna, we all know what she looks like a bat out of hell, like Michael Jackson. It's terrible. She's turned into E.T., Mike. I can't believe she ruined herself like this.
When the groundhog came out on Groundhog's Day, I thought it was Madonna.
I agree.
I thought it had like walnuts in its cheeks. Like a chipmunk.
She does look like a chipmunk. Or the being from Avatar, the alien looking thing. It's true. I mean, that's not a dig at her. I mean, look what she looks like.
Oh, I know.
Look at that.
Raquel was a bombshell back in the day.
Look at that.
Guys, you want to see a good movie? Oh!
I told you.
Yikes.
I was in line.
That's from the new movie, The Avatar, right?
I believe so. A movie that I don't really care to watch, but yes, that is from Avatar, and holy shit, look at Madonna. Look at that face. Looking all paranormal, looking all extraterrestrial there.
Wearing the cross. I love when she wears the cross because she's so sacrilegious.
Oh yeah, she's very religious, obviously.
How could you wear a cross and I don't know, just think that you're worthy of wearing a cross and saying that you believe in that religion? Maybe it's a look for her, not any. I mean, I wore a cross, but I wore a cross because I was in a band and I was challenging Christianity, and all the, like having grown up as a recovering Catholic. So I wore it because when I got on stage, I was preaching. But for her, I don't know what she wears it for because she ain't no goddamn virgin.
Well, no one's going to argue about that. My goodness, I just can't believe how disgusting Madonna is. I mean, it's so crazy to me to see this woman. I can't believe she did this.
Vanity, bro. Vanity.
I just can't believe it, Mike.
Hey, man. It's
crazy.
Every other celebrity out there, Michael Jackson, all the ones that have gotten extreme, thank you, have had extreme facial work or cosmetics done to make themselves look like something they are not. Oh my God, look at that picture.
Look at that.
Oh God.
Imagine waking up to that every morning.
Swiss Miss chocolate milk.
You might want to Chris CUOMO yourself after that. I know I would. And I would know why you would want to kill yourself.
Again, with the cross in her ear. But as I was saying, these people, it's all about vanity. They cannot accept the fact that they're older and that they are simply mortal.
Well, she looks demonic.
She looks like an old Swiss Miss chocolate milk throwback.
She looks like the last shit I took. Yeah, that's too far.
Wow.
Maybe that's a little too far. I apologize for that.
Might be too far, Michael.
I'll have to reel it back in. I'm sorry, folks.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Put that other picture back on. Thank you. Raquel.
So, yes. She's now dead. And how old was she, Mike?
83?
80 million. 82? 82 years young, and she's gone.
Wonderful woman.
And do we know why she died?
I don't know. I'm assuming old age and what comes with it.
Well, let's see what TMZ is reporting. 82 years old, and yes, obviously I'm looking at another photo of her in her older years, and obviously she looks a lot better than Madonna.
Oh, look at those thighs. Look at those hips. My goodness.
Mike is ready to go dig up her grave here.
I wouldn't go that far, but
it doesn't exactly say why she died anywhere here on the website, on TMZ's website. No cause of death just yet.
Don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking all over.
I have the hots for her.
Mike had a calendar, or poster rather, above his bed of Raquel Welch.
If only.
Yeah, I'm looking around and still nothing, Mike. I'm not seeing any cause of death on this sex symbol, as she was referenced as.
Probably saw that picture of Madonna. Have a heart attack.
Maybe Fetzer has a hot date. Fetzer's in the hospital. I don't think he has a hot date.
Here's something weird. Anthony just mentioned there are also reports that Madonna had sex with Ronnie James Dio. I never heard that. Did you?
I've never heard that rumor either, but it wouldn't surprise me that she slept with Dio.
Well, it would surprise me. I mean, that wasn't her speech. She liked club boys, and I mean boys, young guys.
Oh.
She didn't go after those metal guys. She wasn't into that.
So you're saying she was kind of like a pedophile in a way? She liked the younger ones.
No,
the really
pedophile.
Young ones.
That's
you never know.
Extreme.
Well, she seems like an extreme person to me, so I wouldn't put it past her. You know, those old, rich women. You know, they're drinking the blood of Jewish children. They're having sex with these young boys. That's what they do, Mike.
Well, be that as it may, that's not what I'm referring to. What I am saying is that she was with mostly guys, not kids, guys that
young men
in the club scene. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting
Well, you know, people that were going to those clubs, you know, they kind of swing both ways, Mike.
And be that as it may, all I'm saying is that she would not have gone for a guy like Ronnie James Dio or anybody in heavy metal.
She was into the twinks.
Yeah, that's kind of pretty much the way to describe it. Yeah.
Oh, I knew it. Epstein Island Traveler. That's what Dr. Detroit 1991 says in the chat room. You know, I wouldn't put it past her. You know, there's a new list of names that just came out recently that were all quite frequent flyers out to Lolita Island. Epstein's Island there. The flight list has been released. And there's some quite notable names here, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you've seen that yet, but these are sort of names that we kind of already knew about. But the fact that it's resurfacing again, not exactly a good look for these people.
Who released the list? Did they get it from his
court documents?
Pardon?
These were from a court document, allegedly.
Oh, okay. They didn't get them from Maxwell, whatever her name is?
I'm not exactly sure if it came from her directly, but would be interesting if it did.
Can you scroll it back up a little bit so I can see the lower half?
From Ghislaine Maxwell is who you're referring to. But yes, this is the list here, Mike. And I'll slowly go up here and you can see these names.
Celine Dion, Bruce Willis, Bob Saget, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, John Cusack, John Legend, Travolta, Rob Reiner, Robert De Niro, you scumbag, Robert Downey Jr., Slater, Paris Hilton. Oh, there's no surprise. Oprah fucking Winfrey.
I'm sure she was there. No doubt. I'm sure she was there.
Gwen Stefani. Wow.
I think all these people probably were there. I think they all went and hung
Griffin.
out. Yeah.
You fucking bitch. Charlie Sheen. No surprise there. Cher. Go eat it, Cher. Chris Tucker.
Chris Wagner. Chris Tucker, I could believe that. And Rihanna.
Cindy, Lady Gaga.
All these pop stars going.
Jay-Z. Seth Green.
Yeah, so these are the names here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if you believe that or not, if you believe any of these people actually went out there. I would say most likely a lot of these names actually probably went out there.
Stephen Colbert. Wow. Tom Hanks.
Wouldn't surprise
Goldberg.
me. Yeah, you like Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, I hope she gets roasted on a stick. Michelle Obama. Miley Cyrus, and no surprise there. She's a total tramp now. Who's the other one I just saw? Wanda Sykes. Hate her with a passion. Her comedy sucks.
I put white out over the list. I didn't want my name to be revealed there.
I don't see mine either, so thank you.
Yes, I crossed your name off too, Mike, just in case.
Donna.
Some of these names are kind of believable, though.
Absolutely. Like I said, Charlie Sheen. Bingo.
I would believe it. And Madonna, of course, she was there. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, she likes these young She
likes anything.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. I should just say she'll take anything in there.
Mm-hmm. In there.
There you go.
Drew Barrymore? Yep. Oh my god.
Drew Barrymore, that's a bit of a tough one though for my taste here. I mean, I can't really see her going out there.
She's a crackpot.
Well, that she is. I'm not going to deny that.
Who's Enema? Oh, Eminem. Oh, okay.
Emina?
I thought it said enema.
You got an enema.
Enema.
That should have been the name he went for.
Enema. Yo, yo, yo.
That's what I think of his music. And here we go. Rob Reiner, Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, you know, these are pretty good names. I feel like most of them probably did go out there.
Spielberg. Nice, boy. Oh, I love it. I love it.
But hopefully this is true, though. Hopefully this list is not just a made-up list here and given out to those out here in the social media world. And what about Vince McMahon? That's from Renee. And I don't know. I don't think Vince is on that list. I think he's probably a little bit smarter than to go out there.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, I see Anthony Kiedis. So that is not surprising at all. Red Hot Chili Peppers, huh?
You love that band.
Oof.
Kevin Spacey. Wow. Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joseph Biden on that list.
Oh, Lord. Is his son there? What's his son's name again? Hunter
Biden. No, he's not going to be there.
He's not there. He was too busy smoking crack and getting his own prostitutes.
Right. He didn't need that. He didn't need to.
Sarah Silverman. Renaya. Yeah, little
what? Twat?
Close to it.
Oh, I see. And then, of course, we have this photograph of one Bill Gates, a tiny photo. You can't really even see it that well here. Let me blow this up. And
oh my God, does that say Joy Bear?
Yes, Joe Behar, yes. Joey Behar.
Oh my God, that little tramp.
Which is believable. And of course, here's a photograph of one Bill Gates and Peter Nygaard.
What's going on with Peter's face?
Well, he's also a pedophile.
Is he a burn victim?
No, he just has a lot of money. He's a French-Canadian guy. And lots of money, and he's kind of worse than Jeffrey Epstein. He's also been, going out there and molesting young girls. That's what he does.
So this guy is a convicted pedophile?
Pretty much.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. And right,
what's his name?
This is Peter Nygard, Mike.
Peter Nygard. Why do I know that name? I can't picture who he is, though.
Well, he's a terrible man. He's a fashion guy, basically.
Oh, like a designer?
Pretty much, but he's been...
okay.
He's had his troubles.
Say no more.
Lots of bad troubles, He's someone you would expect on Jeffrey Epstein's island for sure. And again, this is a photo of Bill Gates and one Peter Nygard. It appears like, I think it might be a legit photograph. And we know Bill Gates for sure was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Even Melinda Gates knew that, and she wanted nothing to do with Bill Gates. She knew that he was,
Michael,
doing all kinds of bad shit.
You remember when this whole thing with Epstein went down, like when he was arrested and put in jail? What was that, 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
I have no idea.
Roughly, right?
Something
Does anybody
like
out
that.
there know?
It was a while
4
back.
Years ago?
We have to wait for the chat. I don't know.
Well,
exactly initially when it happened. Yeah.
The reason I'm asking is because, think about it. It took this long to get that list?
It happens. The law works in very slow ways, Mike. Very slow ways. Renee says, I think I saw Danzig on the list and Doyle.
Get out. Did not.
No, of course not.
Yeah, they wouldn't have gone there.
I don't think they're that famous to go there.
No, they're not.
You got to be you got to be on another level of fame to go out there.
Yeah, you've got to be either a politician or a movie star or something. Even though I saw Steven Tyler's name on there, but he's far bigger than the Misfits would ever be.
I believe someone said 10 years ago.
No. What's it 10 years ago? Come on, guys. It was only within the last...
I don't think it was 10 years ago. I think that's a bit of a stretch there.
4 to 5 years at the most. 5 years most. Anyway, my whole point was to say, like, it took us that long to get the list, and all this happened so many years ago.
Well, that's what happens, Mike.
That's our court system.
Well, look at the JFK assassination, Mike. They still haven't revealed jack shit yet.
Nope. And I'll tell you, if I were the king, you could rest assured that if any of this shit went down on my clock, there'd be no waiting time on death row.
If you were the king?
If I were the king of the world.
King of the world.
It's good to be the king.
What are you trying to say?
Saying I want to be the king.
You think you're what's his name?
A white guy.
No, you think you're David Bowie. So you think you're the king of the world like David Bowie?
He was the White Duke.
The White Duke? What the fuck is that?
He was... Oh, you don't... Well, see, that's
the White Duke.
Why you come to me. I'm the Bowie guy.
Well, you're the racist guy.
David Bowie... No. David Bowie went through stages. He was Ziggy Stardust. He was the Thin White Duke.
Oh, the Thin White Duke. Okay.
Yes. And he was also... what the hell else did he call himself? Oh, shit. There was another terminology he went by, too, and I can't remember what it was, but Ziggy Stardust was a persona that he played. The Thin White Duke was a persona that he portrayed. So, yeah, that's what he was.
Well, thanks for that, Mike.
You're welcome.
We've learned so much.
I'm full of useless information.
Well, no, I think that was pretty good. I think that was very fitting here. David Bowie.
By the way,
David Bowie fans out there. Go ahead.
Kudos to you on all these great graphics you've been playing, especially at the very beginning when you were playing all that digital graphic stuff. Cool stuff, man.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's all right. It's whatever. It's, it's just there for looks, whatever.
Yeah.
Not part of the show. It's, it's aight. It's aight. It's all right.
It's aight.
Yeah, it's aight. It's aight. It's aight, dog.
Aight, yo.
What if we talk like that? Aight and son and dog. What's up, son?
Imagine that.
Dog.
Yo. This is Mike Hideous and Michael D. Yo.
What
Here
up?
we are, yo.
What up? We're on Hot 97.
I would quit.
You would quit.
Yes.
No, you wouldn't quit.
I can't talk like that. So.
I mean, it would annoy you at first, but I don't think you would quit.
No. I have to speak normally, like an intelligent human being,
like an Italian,
not a dumbass.
Oh, now you're gonna have a lot of Hot 97 people getting angry at you. Sup,
zoo
brah?
People,
right? Yeah, morning zoo. Speaking of which, I might help a radio show out there.
You were saying
another one.
A different one now.
This is a different one, but we'll see what happens. You know, it never go. It always, it always works out at first, and then, I say something.
To your show, yeah, they like, oh my god,
they listen to the show, and shit goes south. But yeah, every time I'm with around these broadcast people, it's all fun and games. It's all happy go lucky. Oh, pleased to meet you, hugs and kisses, and then they hear the show, and then they look at me like if I just murdered their family.
Ooh.
That's true. They look at me like I just stabbed all their kids and burned the dog and the cat. I left the cat in the oven, boiling away. That's how they look at me.
Rightfully so, because that's how you should be looked at.
That's true. I don't disagree. But it's all good though, Mike. I mean, I don't think it's going to last very long. If anything does happen, I will screw it up somehow. The show will screw it up somehow.
Well, if you ask me, I think what's happening is you're getting vetted. I think once you tell, do you tell them that you have a radio show?
No, they always find out.
That was my next question.
No, they find out. They find out, and they're like, "Oh, were you doing the show with John McAfee? Were you doing this and that?" And that's when I'm like, "Do you work for the FBI? What the fuck? The fuck?
Either give me the job or shut
exactly.
the hell up.
What's your fucking problem?"
Well, that's they want to vet you. They want to know if you're a left wing or a right wing, and obviously you're neither.
I'm neither.
You don't fit into the agenda.
No. I don't like any of that. I don't like any of that shit, to be honest. I think you go a little too far once you become either on the right or the left. If you're going that hard with it, I think you need to really evaluate yourself and realize that there's more to this left and right paradigm, that both the left and the right are designed to kill you, basically. They want you dead.
Agreed.
That's how I feel. I think they both want you dead.
I agree with you, man.
That's true. This is true. I mean, my name's already attached to too many bad names, like this guy here just mentioned. He said, "You interviewed Michael Aquino after all."
Yeah, so what?
Yeah, so what? Grow up.
Geraldo Rivera interviewed him as well as some other people.
Yeah, so bad dog, grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Pussy, does that scare you? Take your ass to church if you're scared, bad dog.
Is that who mentioned it, bad dog?
Right. Was that too much, Mike? I'm only joking here, but was that a little too extra?
All I'm saying is this: I think whatever it is you do, whatever your show is, whatever you do on your own, really shouldn't have an effect on your applying for a position or a job that has nothing to do with what you're doing. You'd be working for somebody else, so thus you shut your mouth and do what they ask you to.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna reveal anything like that. I'm gonna say, what is that? I've never heard of this talk show thing.
That's why we most of us use alias names in such a business.
Yeah.
So that we can protect ourselves from our private lives,
Yeah, they just wanted like an audio video guy, and I thought, I might be able to fit the bill here. Right. And bad dog, very angry with what I said.
Is he?
Yeah, he seems mad.
Where is he? I don't see what he's saying now.
Now he's saying this other guy's name, Douglas Dietrich, another one of my fools. that I've made look like a fool here on this program.
Where are you seeing this? On the YouTube or
on the YouTube here.
I'm not seeing it.
Renee wants
a bad dog. Okay, I got it.
Renee wants a three-way. I'm not really up for a three-way. It's a little too, I'm not gay, so.
Depends on which way you're going.
Well, I'm not going that way. The opposite way of that.
You're going in the reverse.
Yeah. Exactly.
This show's racist.
Who said that?
Renee Jamie said that.
Oh, come on.
After all the donations, now she's calling us racist.
Yeah. Well, it happens.
Well, I am white.
Well, no, you're not.
I am half white.
I don't consider you white, Mike, at all. You're not a white guy, dude. You're Italian. That's far from white.
Caucasian. That's far from
white, in my opinion. That's what they were saying about you once you got off that boat. Once the Italians came off the boat, they didn't think you guys were Caucasian. No, not at all.
No, we
the whites didn't like you.
That's why we formed the mafia.
That's right. The whites, they didn't like your ass. They didn't want those guinea wops around.
That's what blows my mind about this whole nonsense about racism is how they blame white people, knowing that there are people who came from countries in Europe that were oppressed. My relatives, before they came to America, when there were still kings in Italy, they were suppressed. That's why, as I just mentioned, that's why the mafia was invented or created, I should say, to go against the suppression of the monarchies within Italy. There was also places like Poland, Romania, Ireland. I mean, these were white people, Caucasian people, but they were oppressed. They had nothing to do with slavery. Anyway, I'm getting off.
Get off that soapbox already, Mike.
Sorry.
Sit down.
I am sitting down.
Stand up.
All right, I'll stand up.
Ukraine is racist. That's what Dr. Detroit said. And you know what? They are very racist. And the fact that we are even helping them blows my mind, Mike. America has chosen the Nazis over the Russians, Mike. Can you believe it? They really like America really loves the Nazis for some odd reason. We have this strange fascination to the Nazis.
I'll say it again. Our president is compromised. And Michael, I got to tell you, today I was watching a movie that reminded me of you, a comment you made to me earlier on one of the shows. It's a movie about an artist, from Poland. And I mean, this guy is amazing. He's dead now. But here's what I'm getting at. They showed he was around during World War II and the whole fascist Nazi regime. And he was opposed to it, obviously, as many Poles were. And they were showing some of the imagery of things that he created, both sculptures and paintings. And in one image, they showed of all places, in Poland, of white supremacy, I wouldn't call them organizations, but groups of fascists, of racist people in Poland, of all places. And they're against the Jews, which blew my mind even more because Poland was a place for Jews, as well as Russia, Jews. And there are people in Poland who are against them. And that just blew my mind. So when I saw that, it immediately reminded me of the conversations we've had on the show about such things that I was unaware of.
Yeah. Understood.
You're saying they have them in Ukraine too, right?
Right. And I was looking for this photograph here. Where is this photograph that I wanted to show you guys? Oh, yes, here we go. Look at this, Mike. In a moment, it'll load up for you. This different image here. And look at these guys. Who do they remind you of, Mike?
Now, where are they? In Ukraine?
These are Ukrainians.
Weird. Huh?
They look like Nazis to me.
What's up with that flag? What does that flag represent?
That looks like a Nazi flag almost.
It almost looks like the SS or the lightning bolt that they would use.
Right. And let's be honest, the Nazis had a great designer, by the way.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys here. Those uniforms were done by design. Obviously, they were
badass.
Intended to look pretty badass. And did they look badass? They did. Yes, we can't deny that. You can give credit when credit is due, no matter where. And yes, let's just be realistic here. The Nazis look pretty sharp.
Indeed, and we're not supporting the Nazis.
We're not. We're just saying they look good. That's all.
That's it. They're saying they were well dressed.
They were well dressed, exactly.
And you know the saying, dressed to kill.
They were dressed to kill.
Yep.
I think that's a fair assessment there. That's not too far radical or anything like that.
Not at all. As I say, we're not supporting them, but there's no doubt. I don't deny it, and I certainly don't think you are. Their designed clothes were sharp, in my personal opinion, as well as yours, I'm assuming.
And by the way, JJG in the chat room puts hashtag calm down Gary. Bit of a throwback there.
Nice.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
By the way, my little pussy is here, and she says hi, Mike.
She says hi. Okay, good.
She's a doll.
I'm glad. I'm glad you got your pets out there running wild. Always nice to see. Always nice to see. And here is another photograph I wanted to show you, Mike. It was from a German TV show showing Nazi symbols on helmets of Ukrainian soldiers.
Really? What is going on
I'm telling you,
Slavic Europe?
These people that they have out there are pretty insane. They're pretty brutal.
Now think about it, Michael.
Look at this.
Only 80 years ago, these people were, they themselves, being attacked by the very imagery and fascists who were invading their country. And now they're wearing their symbolage. I don't get it. Do you?
I don't.
I don't understand. Can someone explain that to us? Anybody Ukrainian out there or Slavic?
I don't think we have any Ukrainian listeners, by the way. I wish we did. I wish we did.
I mean, how could we right now with the war going on out there? I mean, I'm sure they don't have any internet or things like that.
I think they might. I don't think it's I don't think it's a battle-torn country right now.
Not yet.
But I remember they were denying that in the media for a while. They were saying, oh no, these people aren't neo-Nazis at all.
I don't understand. I really don't. I really don't understand. And again, I will say this. You got to be careful with what you see on the internet. Many things are doctored in Photoshop.
Well, I don't think this is a Photoshop.
I'm not saying it is.
I get your point, though.
Be careful on what you look at.
Yes, I do get your point, though. Yes. A valid point to make. A lot of things could be Photoshopped, but what we're seeing here definitely is not.
I am baffled, man. I really am.
It's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty
So if there's anybody
crazy
out there who's Slavic, call in. Tell us what you know.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you if you are out there. We'd like to hear from any of you out there. If you do want to call in, that number is 424-666-2425. That is the number. Don't be afraid to call in. We'd like to hear from you. But yes, Mike, a lot of people kind of scared to call in. I don't know. I'm not sure why. And I say this to you all the time, but most people out there, they don't like calling in anywhere.
Well, again, I said it before. I'll say it again. They're intimidated by you.
It's my fault. Great. You blame it on me.
It's all your fault, brother.
Well, if it helps you sleep at night, Mike, you can blame it on me. It's okay.
Okay, I feel much better.
A lot of people blame me for everything, so yeah, why not? Blame me. It's all good. So, Mike, now we are sort of shifting gears here away from the corrupt Ukraine. And, I'm sick and tired of the Ukraine by now. I don't give a shit about the Ukraine at all, Mike. That's how sick and tired I am of them bleeding America dry. Bleeding us for everything.
I don't think it's necessarily them. I think they're part of it, but I blame all that on our president.
Well, I believe it's that Zelensky that's, really causing all these issues, and our boneheaded president, the corpse, as you like to call him, Mike.
Exactly.
Yes, he's been folding for sure. And,
no doubt. Do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you think?
Don't interrupt me, you son of a bitch!
Son of a gun!
Go ahead.
Do you think that he's compromised by the politicians of Ukraine with that whole thing with the Hunter Biden?
Of course. Come on, Mike. You know, there's
right. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, of course, Mike.
So there's Russia. He's compromised by Russia, China, and Ukraine.
I think they all got shit on him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. And yet nobody says anything about his history with making racist comments about black people and Indians and Jews and so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
And man, we just let him, just elect him
the racial jungle.
Mm-hmm.
You remember all those comments?
I sure do.
That was pretty crazy.
Let's just vote for him because we hate Trump so much.
Yes. America, everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people hated Trump, and that's, a lot of them voted for this bozo.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. Yet, I don't know one person that's on the left that actually voted for him, and I have plenty of friends that are Democrats, and, they're not that much of a pussy to tell me who they voted for.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Right. To be honest with you, not every Democrat has a vagina, Mike.
Mm-hmm. So I'm told.
Some of them, have their heads on right. They're not some of them aren't, as crazy as the ones you see on TV. As the ones that get, bad mouth. There's very level-headed people on the left too.
Indeed.
Just like there's plenty of level-headed people on the right too.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it works. And by the way, Mike, we are joined by a caller. Let's take this call. Caller, go ahead. You are live.
Fuck all of you faggots.
Whoa.
I love Chris CUOMO.
Whoa.
I love Madonna. I love Michael Deacon. I'll suck your dick for $1.
Whoa. Oh.
Yikes.
Came in hot here.
Oh, very hot.
Came in very hot. We appreciate that. Yes, we like that energy. You came in here. You got right down to business. We appreciate that, caller.
Thank you, Mike. And Mike,
you got it, brother.
Suck your dicks for $1.
Holy hell! And caller, where are you located at? Not that I want to know, but Mike probably wants you to come on by.
We're on the road from Pensacola, Florida.
Oh shit, Florida man here. No wonder.
Hey.
We got the Florida man. Mike, I talk a lot of shit about people in Florida. I talk about...
Yeah, you do.
I shit all over Bubba the Love Sponge. I shit all over a lot of these Florida...
Yeah, but we'll suck your dick for $1.
But see, then you hear that and then you're like, you know what? Florida's not so bad. You're like, Florida's okay. It's all right. It's not that bad after all. It's pretty fun.
Hey caller, when was the last time you wrestled an alligator?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Oh shit.
Hey, did you guys hear about the story of the old man that had one strung up in his little shed and the dogger was walking by and called him bucking it and he said he did it because the alligator tried to kill him? That's a real Florida man story. You should look it up.
That sounds pretty like a really Florida story there for sure.
Yikes,
very Florida.
And why are you...
I'm not going to say it wasn't me, but...
I hear you, but why are you still living in Florida? I feel like you've been there a while. What makes you stay in Florida, by the way, caller?
It's a trap, man.
It's a trap?
Yeah, it's like getting really good and bad vagina at the same time.
Ah, I hear you.
Yeah, so you want to stay and fuck it, but you really want to get away?
Right.
Yeah,
see, Mike, see what I mean, Mike? A lot of times I shit all over Florida, but then I hear someone from Florida and they make some sense, they're talking some sense here to me.
Nice. Caller, may I ask what part or what area of Florida do you live in? You don't have to, be specific, but what area?
But Mike, you already know it's Northwest Florida, man.
Pensacola. Oh,
yeah, he said Pensacola.
Is this Tom?
It is.
Oh, Tom, how are you, brother? I didn't
thought
realize it was you.
Yeah, I've had a feeling this was Tom.
Yeah, man.
I had that. I heard that deep voice, and I'm like, this is Tom.
Yesterday.
You had a what?
You know Tom is. I said I was calling you because you didn't ever call me yesterday. Said you're going to call me. We're going to catch up.
I wasn't feeling good for the last 2 days, Tom.
No, you good, man. I'm just giving
Did
you a
hear
hard
what I
time.
said? I wasn't
little...
feeling good for the Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I wasn't feeling good for the last 2 days. I didn't talk to anybody. I basically laid on the couch for 2 days.
No, I'm just giving you guys a hard time. We're on a long trip, so I figured let's have some fun.
Love that.
Where are you playing?
South Carolina, Columbia.
Oh, good for you. Good.
Yeah, I think it's like a college town or something.
Good.
I think I might try and pull some of Madonna's tricks on these college girls. We'll see.
Oh shit. Well, just don't go and put pills in women's drinks out there. Be careful now.
Nah,
how's our
man.
buddy Tyler doing?
Tyler, he's driving right now, so.
Tell him we said hi.
Yeah, let him know.
They said hello. Hey, I'm
hello to the whole band, actually.
Yeah.
Now we get to talk to
Now
Tyler.
we get to talk to the whole, or Tyler. Just, I want to say hi to Tyler and the rest of the band. I just want to let you guys know that you're safe and that I won't put any date rape drugs in your drinks, and your bung holes are safe for me.
But not me.
But not Mike.
Not until we get to California.
Yeah, once you come out here, we might have to do things to you.
Indeed.
That are, unspeakable.
Oh, nobody's ass is safe around Tom.
Well, I'm glad you boys are listening to the program. It makes me proud. I have a tear in my eye now.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't want your lines to be dead silent tonight, so we're like, hey.
Much love and respect. We love that. We love the fact that you called in and added some content here. Always good. It's good to catch up with the wild men from Florida, Mike.
Indeed. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Good to hear from you guys again. Thank you.
Love that.
We'll keep listening.
You got it.
Yeah. And good luck with your show.
Yeah,
Be
good
careful,
luck, guys.
have a good time,
Be
and
safe.
break a leg.
Yeah, man, we'll do it.
Take care.
All right, brother. Ciao.
Bye, fellas.
Bye-bye. And there he goes. That was Tom from October Noir. Great band, great set of guys. We liked them very much. That was cool.
Yeah, it was a surprise.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We liked that. We liked those boys. They're good men. We like them very much. The wild Florida men. And Mike, Florida, that's a place where I don't think I would ever want to live. It seems like everything there wants to kill you, kind of like Australia. That's the way I look at it.
It's mostly every animal and insect that wants to kill you in Australia.
Everything just wants to kill you there. I mean, it's insane. Florida, I don't even know what to make of it. I much respect to those who live there, but it just seems like it's not a good place to live. You're gonna get into something out there. Florida just seems crazy.
Where Tom is, he's not exactly in an area where I consider that to be a dangerous area. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know all the geological areas that might be in the flood zone, but I think the more serious areas are like southern areas on east and west coast of the Panhandle that eventually will be swallowed up by water, which is why I live in the mountains.
We're safe.
Yeah, until something else horrible happens. Who knows?
We'll see.
As you may or may not have heard, and I did bring this up to you a few days ago, there was a chemical fire on the borderline of Pennsylvania in Ohio, and a train had derailed.
Yes, the whole world knows that. Yes, Mike, yes.
Well, they didn't up until recently because they were so fucking concerned and focused on these UFOs, which were shot down and we know nothing about. So this chemical fire that was really kind of underplayed has really done some damage. Thousands and thousands of animals are dead, both domestic and wild, in addition to people getting sick and so forth. The problem is, like, you're moving this train full of toxic chemicals that not only could kill you in a second, but also give you cancer while you're dying. So it happens. The news doesn't make a big thing out of it. And now they're talking about how the wind is carrying dangerous chemical fallout. It's going into water, drinking water that has fish and who knows what else in it that we use to eat and drink. And you know, like, it's just the stupidity of what happens sometimes is unbelievable.
Well, as long as it affects Chris CUOMO, I'm happy.
Yeah, hopefully wind will blow right over to his house.
I'm hoping the wind blows over to New York and engulfs Chris CUOMO, just himself, just his apartment complex or wherever he lives. I just want the cloud to go there and just stay there for hours on end. I just want him sucking in all the fumes.
And while it's at it, I hope it blows over a certain corpse man.
Oh,
and his VP.
I see. Well, Mike, don't be afraid to say it.
I am, because I don't want to get us knocked off.
You don't want to get arrested by the FBI.
The Fibby?
The Fibby. Yeah, you don't want the Fibby to come after you. The Alphabet Boys.
The Alphabet Boys.
Right. So, Mike, now we are kind of shifting gears here. In a moment, you're going to see a face that you're not going to like.
Oh, boy. Madonna's?
No, worse.
President, what's his name?
No.
Worse.
Yes, worse. Yes.
Communist Harris?
No, worse than that.
Oh,
there you go.
The genius.
There you go.
The genius that the dumbasses in Pennsylvania actually voted for.
That's him. There's your boy, John Fetterman.
Moron.
And Mike, you know, he's making the headlines as well. John Fetterman will spend a few weeks at hospital for depression treatment.
Oh, poor Democrat.
Yes, he's slowly winding down.
Too bad.
I love it.
Yeah. Look at him, man. He looks like a criminal, doesn't he?
He does look like a criminal. And Mike, you know, I'm sorry if I'm a little crass, but I'd like to celebrate when we see these sort of downfalls, when we see these people hitting rock bottom. We love it here on this program because without it, we don't have any content. So we love seeing John Fetterman go down in flames. All of our enemies are starting to lose their minds, Mike, and this is what we love here.
So many people are starting to realize how badly the Democrat Party has shot itself in the foot. And I'm not talking about the voters. I mean, some of them are dummies too, but mostly I'm talking about the politicians. They have shot themselves in the foot so bad. They have screwed up this country so bad. And people on the left and the right are starting to realize it.
So, Mike,
I shouldn't say the right. People on the right knew it. It's the left, people on the left who didn't really know it.
By the way, Mike, I don't know what's going on with John Fetterman here, but he reminds me of something. I can't just put my finger on it exactly. I might have to show you a photograph. I might have to put up another photograph of who he reminds me of.
Anton LaVey?
No, not at all.
No?
No, come on. Come on. Not at all, not at all, no.
I know a cue ball.
No.
Yeah?
It's working in my head right now. The wheels are spinning in my head right now. Who does this guy remind me of? I'm telling you, Mike, it's coming to me right now in real time.
Is it?
It is, and it's gonna be shocking. It's gonna be shocking for you and for the listeners out there. I promise you. And I just found it.
Woman.
I just found it right now. I know exactly who he reminds me of, and I just couldn't really put my finger on it, but now
Klingon.
Close.
A Klingon.
Close. Look at this.
Full-blooded Italian.
Look at that. Your screen will show you.
You're right. Klingon.
He looks like a character from Star Trek. He looks like that guy. What was that gentleman's name? Like his name was like Worf or some crap.
Worf, wasn't it Worf?
Worf. There we go. I again, Mike, I'm not a Star Trek fan. I think Star Trek is like the poor man's Star Wars, basically. Star Trek is kind of ghetto, you know. That's the way I view it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Not the old Star Trek, the newer one.
Either one, I don't give a fuck. They're both horrible. They both stink. I don't give a shit about either show. But Fetterman, he looks just like that. They look the goddamn same.
Well, If he was a little darker, oops, was that racist? If he was a little darker,
no, because the guy is dark. So yeah,
he would look just like a Klingon.
If John Fetterman would go to Florida more often, he would look like that. That's true. Just needs to be a little darker, a little shades darker, and then we'd have a match.
I'm going to speak a little Klingon for you. Akten Klingarg.
Well, I wouldn't know what any of that means.
Neither do I.
Might as well be speaking German.
I was.
Speaking of which, Guten Morgen to the Germans out there. Much love and respect, by the way. We love the German people out there very much. No hate.
Guten Tag.
Yes, we love them. Yeah, but yes, that looks like a Star Trek character, boys and girls. It's kind of shocking.
Das good. Worf.
Yeah, Worf.
Das good Worf.
Is that how he talks?
No.
Because I don't know how he talks. I kind of forgot. I just remember this sort of strange face.
It's played by a black dude, I believe, right?
I wouldn't know. Don't watch that shit.
Yeah, I don't watch it either. I don't like the new Star Trek. But when I was a young boy in the 70s, I used to watch it because it was still relatively new. It came out in the 60s, I believe, the first Star Trek.
You were like a Spock fan.
Well, yeah. Because, I mean, let's face it. Back then, I mean, it was the 70s. I mean, you know, it wasn't like today's version of movies and television shows with the makeup and the special effects. The one amazing thing about Star Trek is when they used their transmitters, and they used to be able to see each other on TV. Who would have known years, decades later that we would be using cell phones that were inevitably quite the same as what they were using on Star Trek? So
we're in the future.
Kind of amazing.
We're in the future right now.
We are.
It's pretty amazing.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
See, that's
it's
more
5-year mission.
That's what I'm more familiar with in the actual show, just that dialogue there.
Great dialogue.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few episodes of Star Trek back in the day with the original cast. Yeah, it was okay. It's all right.
You know, the one great thing about Star Trek back in the 60s and 70s was that it was written from a scientific point of view, utilizing fantasy. And you got to appreciate that. Even with the newer versions, you know. But it was different back then. As I said, they didn't have the quality of special effects that they do today. So that kind of overtakes it. But the story writing back in the 60s was great.
Yeah, I agree. Everything was much better. The story writing was much better back in those days. Unlike today, yes. Which, you know, time. They do the whole old song and dance, the whole sort of beaten down formula that Hollywood likes to use that I just despise, Mike. The whole romance thing, you know, it gets kind of too repetitive for me. And, you know, I did bring up The Last of Us, that show, when, you know, those two bears were getting it on, and someone had made a comment that, you know, we're acting a little too crazy here over these two gays sort of going at it. And, you know, the thing I have to say about that is, even if it's a straight couple, heterosexual couple, or a gay couple, you know, I don't really care for that. I don't really want to see that. Whether you're straight or gay, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit about it. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm tired of it.
You brought that up, Michael.
Yeah.
I got a really important statement to bring up based on what you just made a comment about. So what you're saying, just correct me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is, you think there should be a little bit more decor and class when it comes to lovemaking scenes. Am I
No, you're not. No, I just don't care for it at all, to be honest. I just think it doesn't do anything for me. I think those things are kind of added for, I think those sort of scenes are added for like women out there, to be honest. You know, that want to be romanced and all that. I don't give a fuck. Fuck all that.
But hang on.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you. Are you specifically saying that you don't care to see men together, or any couple together?
Any couple. It doesn't do anything for me, Mike. I'm here to watch a goddamn movie. I'm not here to watch, you know, a romance piece. I don't give a fuck. And that's what Hollywood likes to do all the time. I don't know why, but
right. And that's what I'm getting to. My next point. And I've brought this up to you. I've said the same thing. I'm not a prude. However, I feel that in the last 20, 25 years, the scenes in movies, they have progressed to a level of almost pornographic.
Yeah.
I got nothing against sex. All I'm saying is that there's nothing left to the imagination. When you watched a movie from the 40s, 50s, 60s, late 60s it began to change, but even up until the 60s, there was a certain decor that when a man and a woman, because you didn't see ladies kiss, you didn't see guys kiss back then, let's be honest. So when you saw a heterosexual couple kissing and about to make love, you didn't see the process of them taking their clothes off, the man getting on a woman and getting it on, hammering in her. You didn't see that because you didn't have to, right?
Right.
Okay.
Now
so
everything's
we're on the same page.
Now everything's overly sexualized. All I'm saying is these scenes, again, I think they're like created for women. To be honest, you know, any of these sort of scenes, I think they're all catered for the women out there. In my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but it's just so old and beaten down. It's like, don't you get tired of that? Who gives a fuck?
That's what I'm saying. I think they take love-making scenes to a pornographic level. For example, that movie Boogie Nights, okay?
You love that movie.
I love the movie. Great story.
You mention that one every time.
Well, it's a really good example to use because of the explicit sex scenes that you see within the film. There are other movies I can mention too that are just over the top explicit, like you see the guy going, hammering into her. And you see guys getting blowjobs and women getting cunnilingus and so on and so forth.
Sure, but you expect that from, you expect that going in already.
Well, maybe in a pornography film, yeah, but why do you need it in regular films? How are you supposed to sit there with your family? Like you even said it to me a couple weeks ago when we saw the Bear guys. You were there with your dad, and it made you uncomfortable, did it not?
Well, yeah, I think any normal person would feel uncomfortable when there's a sex scene right in front of you, and you're right there with your parents or your mom or your dad. It's just a little uncomfortable, no matter how close of a friend you are to your loved one, whatever. It's just it's still a little unusual to be watching this sort of activity. With your loved one,
like it's no big deal.
Sure,
like
a good example, Mike. That I think it's a good example of what I'm talking about. Very much like that movie that you like. Wasn't it Pacific Rim? Is that what you were talking about? Remember that shit?
Yes.
Okay.
Pacific Rim Job.
Okay, look, I remember watching that movie. I watched it, and I believe everything was going all right, and then all of a sudden it turned into like a love sort of thing.
Pacific Rim?
Yeah, I believe there is like a couple thing, they had like in every goddamn movie.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about that.
Right.
The movie would have been fine without any of that shit. Like so many other things that you throw in there, and it's like, who fucking cares?
Michael, the cinematography, the way it's done these days is that they don't mind putting in love scenes. And as if you go back pre-1960s, when a film was made that included a love scene, you might have seen the couple kiss, and then they start going down and they disappear from the camera.
from the camera.
And you automatically know what's going to happen, right? So why do you need to see like for example in The Matrix 3, okay? There's a love scene between Matrix guy
Neo.
What's his name? Neo. And his hot chick girlfriend, whatever her name was. And it's deep and they're sweating and going at it. I don't need to see that. I know what love making is.
Right.
Why do you have to show that? I mean, again, I don't want to sound like a prude.
We're not. I'm just saying
I love sex.
Sure, but it's just, again, it's not, if we want to see that, we'll just see a fucking porno or something.
Exactly. How are you supposed to watch a movie like that with your parents next to you?
You don't.
Or your brother or sister or grandmother.
Right. Well, you don't watch those kind of movies around them. That'd probably be the best advice.
When I was younger and I still lived at home, there were a couple of... I watched a movie with my dad called The Name of the Rose, which is a medieval movie about Catholicism and corruption. And there is a scene where this monk gets it on with a peasant. And I mean, it's serious. The moaning and groaning and the orgasm.
It's pretty hot and heavy.
Naked. And I'm sitting here with my dad, and like he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him like I didn't expect this. I'm feeling kind of weird right now, you know.
Well, of course.
I just think it's just like it's too much. There's no need for hardcore sex scenes like that, and that's what they are. Softcore hard.
They're pretty much softcore, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like penetration, but damn, it's pretty close to it.
Bad Dog says all love scenes are interracial now.
Yes, they are. Yes. That's another thing that Hollywood tries to throw down our stuff down our throat to make it seem like it's all the norm. And I don't like that either.
So you hate interracial couples now, Mike?
No, don't put words in my mouth.
Is that what you're saying, Mike? How dare you?
No. No.
What do you have against a black guy and a white woman, Mike?
I got two birds in the same cage, and they're two different species, so I'm not against that.
So you have a black bird and a white bird in there, Mike? Is that what you're saying?
Precisely.
Oh, my God, Mike. Oh, we're going to get thrown off the air now.
What I'm saying is this. Who said that? Who said that, made that comment you just made?
I think that was from Bad Dog in the chat room there.
Bad Dog.
Bad Dog.
It was racial. So it's interracial. I got nothing against interracial couples. All I'm saying is that in every television show, not everyone, but a lot of television shows, commercials, advertisements, movies, it's always, an interracial couple. Come on, man, let's be realistic. Not everything is interracial. They just push it down our throats and then you got to see, their friends are Asian. Oh, and they got two more friends who are Muslim. Oh, they're so diverse and so PC.
Right. Well, that's the Hollywood. Cares? Well, that's what I'm saying. It's all part of that Hollywood agenda. The same people that put in these love scenes in movies that are uncalled for, no one gives a fuck, like myself. Right. And, exactly. That's what they do with the homosexual thing as well. They put them on every television show, every movie, they want you to believe that 90% of humanity is homosexual. They want you to believe that. They want you to believe that everyone's gay. Which is not the case, obviously.
No, of course it's not.
But that's Hollywood trying to normalize all these sort of things.
Right. And if we need to blame anybody about anything, it's Hollywood. It's got nothing to do with interracial, racial, or whatever, homosexuality. Nothing to do with it at all. It's Hollywood. All right. It's the suits and ties in Hollywood.
And CM says, who owns the media? My ? I wonder who pushes the diversity and homo in Hollywood. Well, Mike, I think you know very well who's doing that.
Well, let's face it. You want to be honest about things? The majority of people who are in Hollywood.
Let me
rephrase that.
Well, go ahead.
Not a majority, but there is a huge
majority.
Section of people
you
who
had it right.
Are homosexual.
No, not only that. Gay Jewish homosexuals.
Whatever. Jewish, black, I don't care. The fact is, it's Hollywood, and they push. See, that's where people get mixed up. They see these things on TV or in a movie, and they start believing it. And they're like, oh, Hollywood, if Hollywood's saying it, it must be true. No, that's not it. Hollywood is a fantasy. Everything they create is a fantasy. It's not real, okay? That's why when celebrities start giving me opinions about politicians and how they think their opinion makes such a difference, I don't give a flying fuck what an actor has to say, because an actor is basically a liar who gets paid, okay? That's what they do. They get on stage or in front of the camera. They act to be something that they are not, which is called acting. And it's basically you lying to the person who's viewing your portrayal or your act. and they get paid for it. I mean, I'm not putting down actors. I'm simply saying that's what acting is. It's a lie. It's a story.
Yeah, you ever notice how much they want to put you in a dress as well if you're a straight man in Hollywood?
Oh, they love that.
They want to put you in a dress. That's what these Jewish pedophiles in Hollywood are up to. And US Blues says, I saw an actual white couple in a commercial the other day. I was shocked. Really? Well, that commercial might get taken off TV.
Yeah, right. That's true, though. I know exactly what he's saying.
Yeah, they also want you to believe men menstruate, just like Anthony was saying here. Oh, my God. Anthony, great point.
And the world is flat.
You mean guys don't get their period, Mike?
I do, but I don't bleed.
I know a couple guys who get their period more than once a month, that's for sure.
I get it like more than once a day.
You get it more than once a day? Right.
God. The world is really effed up, Michael, and it all happened in just a couple of years.
Yeah, I think it's been going on a lot longer than a couple of years, Mike. I think things have been upside down since all of this even started. It's always the Jewish pedophiles, Mike. That's we have to come up with a final solution here.
Oh, geez.
We might have to. Off. Why? What did I say?
Good night.
Is that the end of the show?
That's the end of the show, folks.
Show's over. Yes. Click the X there in the corner of your browser, folks. We are done for this evening.
You're axed.
I am axed by Hollywood. Oh. Right. Well, what else is new? What else is new?
I'm just so sick of these PC, thinking that they're these PC people who think they're better than everyone else. They just want to show, look how great I am. Look how diverse I am. I have so many diverse friends from sexuality to ethnicity to religion. I don't give a fuck what you have. I really don't. You're not part of the real world. Thus, us people who live on a lower level than you and don't live in a multi-million-dollar home and have the security and limousines and the fame and fortune that follows you around. Okay, even when I was famous in the Misfits and the partial shit that I got with Empire Hideous as being a rock star per se, I never I never lost touch with the people that supported me.
You've always held
Hollywood,
on.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you've always held on and stayed true to yourself.
I try.
Okay.
I've always tried. I've always felt that I've been grounded or anchored to those who supported me. I was still, even when I was in the Misfits, like in the short periods of time that I had between gigs when I was home, I went out. I hung out with people and clubs and bars. I didn't think I can't do that. I'm too famous. People are gonna surround me and ask for autographs. They did, but they never bothered me.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you had a positive experience, Mike, not a terrible one.
Well,
like I do. People will see me, they want to stab me. So that's a good thing, Mike.
And now they want to stab me because I'm associated with.
Well, that's true. I mean, we're associated with all kinds of bad things, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the truth of the matter.
Really is messed up, man. Like like I said, the people who listen to what these politicians, what these actors have to say politically, drives me nuts. We're going to believe Leonardo DiCaprio when he talks about the Green New Deal and how. Global warming is such a big deal. And he's flying all over the world in his Learjet.
He's flying to Epstein's Island.
Maybe.
Probably.
One way or another, he's flying in a jet. So don't teach me or tutor me about being green when you're flying around a jet. Just like Potato Face, what's his name?
Potato Face?
John Kerry.
Oh. That's a ghoul, not a potato face.
It's a ghoul potato face.
Yeah, ghoul potato. Okay, we could go with that.
Potato ghoul.
Potato ghoul. It's a new one.
He's another one. Ghost flies all over the world in a jumbo jet. Sometimes he's like the only guy on the jet. And then he's got to tell me, I can't use fuel.
Yeah.
What?
Well, you know,
fucking hypocrite.
They're all insane, Mike. They don't believe an ounce of what comes out of their mouth.
It's all do what I say, not as I do.
Absolutely. That's pretty much how I see every politician, though.
And
they all talk this shit, Mike. And in the end, when the cameras are off, they all give each other a high five. They all exchange money. They all suck each other off. I mean, that's what they do. Yeah, just like religion. Just like all of them. Except with religion, they're molesting kids. Actually, never mind. They're all molesting kids. Never mind. Let's take that back. Let's walk it back. They're all doing some crazy shit. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's all good.
I was telling you earlier, Michael, before the show, we were talking, and I was telling Michael about a book I'm reading called The Dark History of Popes. It's a fascinating book because for almost 1700 years, the church has been absolutely corrupt. There are things I knew the church was corrupt in the medieval times, even like before the first millennium. But what I'm saying is that, like, the more I read, I'm like, every time I read something new, I'm like, holy shit, these people were fucked up. The things that they did. There was a pope who had sex with his mother.
Wow. That is keeping it very biblical.
I'll say, god damn.
Yeah, that does deserve a... There you go.
God damn.
I agree. I mean, that's keeping it really Christian there. Sleeping with your mom.
What I'm saying is that the religion is nothing more than politicians with fancy robes and gold statues. That's all.
It's a good way to sum it up there. That's how they see themselves. These politicians that we see, they all think of themselves as a deity of sorts.
Yeah. And it's all one big clique, Michael.
Oh,
just like the church
is
all about power and always has been since it overthrew the Roman Empire and then became the Holy Roman Empire. Not much change except for their fancy clothes and all the statues of Jesus and the Virgin Mary.
US Blue says defund Hollywood, and I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, defund Hollywood.
Good comment.
Yeah, get rid of it. Yes, US Blues. And Walks the Night says Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf was a pope. And I remember that. I think, didn't he dress up as the Pope? I believe he did Walks at Night. Hank the Angry Dwarf.
Isn't Hank from the where's he from?
That's from the Howard Stern show? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know much about that guy.
I do. He was awesome. Some of the greatest bits came from Hank the Drunken Dwarf. He was a classic. For those who are curious to hear about Hank the Angry Dwarf, look him up on YouTube here, and you'll see lots of clips from him on the Howard Stern show. And he was great. He was hilarious.
When we talk about short people like that, it always reminds me of the story I told you on how Beetlejuice told me he was going to kick my ass.
That is amazing, by the way. I can't believe you even had an encounter with Beetlejuice.
Dude, I was sitting down and he walked up to me. He threatened me. He's like, yo, man, don't get up. I'll kick your ass. And I'm sitting down and I'm like, dude, I could kick you in the nuts right now and knock you across this room.
Don't you know that he's 6'5" and 400 pounds?
At least he thinks that.
Yeah, and in his mind.
Isn't he dead?
No, he's still alive.
Is he? Oh, okay.
He'll be dead soon, though. Give him a few years. Give it a year or two, Mike. He'll be dead. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be dead soon enough. That toxic cloud will roll into his home, Mike. Don't worry.
It's very possible. Very possible.
He lives in that region.
Does he? Does not.
I think he might. I think so. I think he's somewhere out there.
Philly, maybe?
Maybe. I forgot. I know he was not living back where he used to live. I think he probably moved back in with mom. I'm not sure. He was being taken care of. I think someone is taking care of him now.
You mean none of his hoes would take him in? All the hoes he said he had?
Oh, of course not, Mike. That's all Hollywood. It's all fake news.
To you. He ain't no part of Hollywood, brother.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
In my mind, he is.
I stand corrected.
I want him to be a part of Hollywood.
Are you?
Well, he's brought some gold. I think he deserves to be there. And, that leads us to this next story really quickly here of one Alex Jones, who spends nearly $100,000 a month, by the way.
On,
all kinds of things, food expenses, things around the house, that sort of deal.
Yeah, that's nice.
He owns land, he owns 3 vehicles, 2 boats, 2 guns, things of that nature. But nice. Yeah, it pays well. I mean, look at that, $100,000 a month. That's a lot of money.
I'd say.
See, Mike, we need to talk.
I had $100,000 a month.
We need to talk more about Sandy Hook. Mike, that's not true. That's not what we want to talk about here.
Okay, Jim.
Well, Jim's another one. He's, dealing with all this as well. Poor Jim.
Mm-hmm.
He's out there in the hospital and you're here making fun of him. Talking about him and Sandy Hook.
Blaming me, you
I'm
bastard.
going to blame you. Yeah, I can't believe the family's dragging Alex Jones into the mud like that. I mean, a lot of people were saying the same thing he was saying.
Which was?
That it didn't happen, that it was this, it was that. I mean, everybody was saying shit like that too. That all came from, what's his name? Posner, Leonard Posner, I remember. He was the guy that is responsible for, going after Jim and many others, I believe.
Wow.
And even taking down some episodes from here on this program as well.
Is that so?
That Leonard Posner, yeah.
Wow.
That's right. He got some of these episodes removed that we've done with Jim Fetzer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Posner, he's a real asshole. And I can say that legally.
Good.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Right behind you, I believe you.
Yeah, he's a fucking dick. But yeah, that's Leonard Posner. Look him up. Look him up.
By the way.
Go ahead.
Did you hear about Alec Baldwin getting charged?
Oh, that's nice.
And
yeah, I heard.
He's supposed to serve time.
I hope he does.
I do too.
I hope he serves plenty of time.
Mr. Anti-gun.
Isn't that great?
I didn't shoot her.
Isn't that hilarious, by the way? He's anti-gun, yet he kills someone on the set.
With a gun.
That's beautiful.
I didn't kill her. I didn't shoot her. Who shot her, Alec?
Well, the gun.
Shot her?
The gun shot her.
So it's the gun's fault.
Yes, throw the gun in jail.
Exactly.
It went off by its own,
death
Mike.
Sentence.
Right.
Give it an abortion.
Yes. Alec Baldwin, well, let's hope he does some time. But as you know, when you get that high up, you ain't going to jail. You could kill a man and get away with it.
Yeah, he might serve time at his home.
Yeah.
Or something, but
something light.
I somehow don't believe he's going to go to jail, like Tyson did.
Yeah, of course not. He's not going to go to the slammer. That's for sure. Yeah, that Alec. That whole Baldwin family, a very strange bunch.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's too bad he's such a prick to work with as an actor, because I've actually liked some of his movies that he's been a part of in the years, in the past.
It happens. And Mike, I did post a reference here of Kari Lake turning on DeSantis, by the way. She had made comments, saying that George Soros endorsed Ron DeSantis. This is Kari Lake out of Arizona.
Who is Kari Lake?
Oh, God, Mike.
I can't. Let me look her up. Hold on.
Good Lord, Mike.
I can't picture who she is.
You can't picture who she is. Well, Mike, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's just these people, you would think they would have each other's backs. They're on the same side. But everyone's sort of trashing each other. You had Kari Lake, who was really into Ron DeSantis at one time, pandering, doing all this for Ron DeSantis. And now it's like, screw this guy. I don't exactly know why she turned on DeSantis exactly, but she did, saying that he's endorsed by George Soros. And
do you believe that?
You know who George Soros is, all about.
I certainly do.
All about that Nazi. And it's pretty interesting that we're seeing these guys going after each other, and also Donald Trump also going after Ron DeSantis as well, taking shots at him.
Wrong.
It's pretty wild.
This is so wrong. And I disagree with this, because the Republicans need to get their shit together. And I've said this. They need to get their shit together and work together.
Well, they're going to have to.
Against each other.
Yeah, well, you would expect them to do that. But Trump sending some pretty hellacious shots after DeSantis out there, posting up photos of him with high school girls from 20 years ago.
Oh. Are you kidding?
No, that's what Trump did, not me. So that's what's going on right now. These guys are fighting, and it's pretty entertaining for me to sit back and watch the party sort of implode here. It's something else. It's pretty wild. You would think they wouldn't be doing that, but I guess when it comes to politics, everyone's gonna be trashing each other. I heard
somebody just sent me some information about how we're becoming a laughingstock of this country is becoming a laughingstock, because apparently there's a question as to whether the Air Force shot down a party balloon or a UFO.
That's what I heard, but I don't know. I saw that story too. That's what our government shot down.
The story here, but
it's all good.
I didn't mean to jump the stories here, but I just noticed it on my text messaging, and I got to tell you, I can't believe this Kari Lake person is again. They're screwing up, and Trump is screwing up too. They don't need to talk about DeSantis like this. He has done a great job for Florida, as I've mentioned. They've considered him. They give him the quote of the terminology of Governor of America, because he's done that well for Florida. And Florida is like the place to live right now in America.
I wouldn't move there.
I wouldn't either, but I'm just saying that's what they say.
I wouldn't do that. But I mean, we do have people in Florida that we do like. No disrespect to them. All I'm saying is Florida pretty goddamn crazy. I'm not going there. It's like saying you want to go to Australia. No thanks.
Really? I'd like to go.
I'm not trying to go out there either.
Why?
I'm not trying to let some sort of animal kill me out there, that's for sure.
Oh, well, you got to watch out for those koalas.
Got to watch out for everything out there. It's like, that's a mess.
If it's not some, like, one of the most poisonous snakes in the world going after you or coming into your living room, it's a goddamn kangaroo kicking you in the nuts.
Something's going to kill you out there. That's what I'm saying. And I feel the same way about Florida. You have all kinds of things going on out there. It's insane out there. It's crazier than it is here in California, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's debatable.
Well, it's debatable, but Florida, again, insane. I think only parts of California are insane. Unlike Florida, everything there is insane. Out here, we just have a few places you don't want to be in, like Los Angeles, for instance. You don't want to go around there at all. Don't want to be there. You don't want to be anywhere near.
What about San Francisco? I mean,
fuck that too.
I've been there. I've been there before. The years that I went there, it was a beautiful city to visit. Now there's like hypodermic needles. You got to walk over them, or human feces, or some junky homeless person laying in the middle of the street, because that's what it's become as a result of Nancy Pelosi and the other dimwit who's supposed to be running the inner cities out there.
You get your car broken into quite frequently out there. It's worse than it is in Long Beach. Long Beach, California, another notorious place you don't want to really be hanging around. It's pretty bad out there. But yeah, you don't want to be hanging out there. And some people like Florida, though. Yeah, Florida is great.
Can Can I make a comment to what Bad Dog said here?
No.
Bad Dog states, if hate speech laws are implicated or according to him, implemented, then most America music could be outlawed. Here's the thing. They've already begun with anything that you think or say by telling you that's wrong, you can't say it. If you say it, you'll lose your job.
You're in jail.
We will destroy your life. You'll never be able to work again, and all these other sort of things. So, and then you have to make a public apology. So it's already in motion. The left has already pushed their agenda on homosexuality, ethnicity, and so on, that if you're against it and you voice your opinion or even think about it, or at least that's how they like to see it.
Right.
If you even think about it, you're at fault.
You're in trouble.
And I'm sorry, that's the Nazi fascist thought police at work right there.
It's a beautiful thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I can't believe it, Mike, but that's how far we've gone here in society, where you can be ruined just by an allegation against you, even if it's completely fabricated.
Right.
Crazy. Who would have thought this was going to happen?
One of the things that they seem to forget is always innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
That's why we have trials in this country. That's why America is supposed to be one of the greatest countries in the world, because we give you that option rather than a witch hunt, which claims, oh, you're a witch burner. No trial, or we torture you to death so that you claim you're a witch, and then we kill you anyway. So it's pretty much the same thing. We are right back to a witch hunt from 400 years ago.
Yeah, no different. History is just repeating itself over and over and over again. I mean, we even have this conflict again with China and Russia. I mean, here we are back.
Can you believe
back
it?
living through through yesteryear. Yesteryear's problems are here today.
Have you heard that we're selling off so much farmland to the Chinese?
Absolutely. It's been going on for a long time.
Fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck, Mike?
Well, that's what goes on.
What is happening?
Well, we've been, they're buying land everywhere. It's been going on for several years now. And by the way, here in the chat room, Mike, I do have a photograph of a young Ron DeSantis drinking alcohol with, I guess, high schoolers.
Oh, goodness.
And this
my God, that's terrible.
This is not coming from me, by the way. This was posted by Donald Trump on Truth Social, by the way.
Why? Who cares?
And Donald Trump posted, "That's not Ron, is it? He would never do such a thing."
Why? You see what I'm saying? Trump he's got to chill the fuck out.
He needs to relax.
He really does.
He's going fucking crazy.
He is. And this is a man who he supported. If he's so against him, why did he support him to become governor of Florida?
That's what I'm saying. There's things about Trump I like and many things I don't like about him. I've always been very, been very honest with all of you out there about one Donald Trump. This little stunt here, I don't know what he's doing, but
yeah, what's the purpose?
I wouldn't do something like that to anyone. But
even if it was him, well, like who cares?
He's
with
dirty
three
here.
Girls. How young is he? He's drinking a beer. So what?
Well, they're saying he was a bit older, and these girls are in high school, and he was about.
So what?
Yeah.
So what?
Well,
that's like saying, that's like bringing up the comment about Trump saying to, I believe it was before he was president, and he was getting off the plane and talked about grabbing pussy.
Well, that was just funny, though.
It was.
In my opinion, I thought that was hilarious.
The point is that the left used it against him. And then he had to go on. Now, mind you, it was well before he was a candidate for presidency. And I mean, this is just a rich guy talking to other guys about chicks.
Here's the problem.
What guys do, ladies.
Here's the problem. I wouldn't trust Donald Trump at all.
Be that as it may.
I don't trust him. He's the kind of guy that would badmouth you and do what he's showing to the world that he would do.
What is he doing right now? As I just said,
he's being an asshole.
DeSantis.
Oh, he's being a dick.
He supported He supported DeSantis when he ran.
And then he turns on you.
Him.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't align yourself with people that are going to turn on you, even if it's just quote unquote politics. It's just wrong to do that. Even if you like Trump, I think this is kind of an asshole sort of thing to do. And right now he's being an asshole. Let's be realistic here.
I'm very disappointed with him. I really am. And you know how much I like what he's done as the president.
Sure.
But this is wrong.
I agree. It's a little much. It's a little much.
And why is it wrong? Not only because of the data that he's showing here, this picture, but also because he's doing it against a fellow politician, Republican. That's my point.
And we don't have all the facts either. I mean, a lot could be going on here in this photograph.
Yeah.
That we don't know. So you can't really just go after DeSantis and, make up all kinds of shit because we just don't know.
Did DeSantis even state whether or not he's going to run for the presidency? I
don't exactly know yet if he made those statements. But
I don't think he has.
I don't think he has either.
So why do it? Trump, why do it? Trump, why?
I think he's just trying to, throw that out there in case he thinks about running.
That's wrong.
I have a feeling that's the strategy.
So wrong.
He's just trying to sort of, whack the competition, Mike. He's trying to clip them.
Not good, brother. Not good.
Yeah. It's kind of a dickish move to make, bud.
Yeah. Precisely.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. That's what they do. It's what they do.
What a shame.
It is a shame. It really is. So, Mike, it's always a honor and pleasure to have you here on the program, Mike. I think we did a fantastic job here tonight. We had fun. We talked about all these sort of things going on in the media right now. And, we talked about suicide and women past their prime or in their prime. We talked about it all.
One thing we didn't cover, Michael, UFOs.
UFOs?
Yep. And how we are so concerned now about all these so-called items in the sky, and we're shooting down balloons, and we've got no information about them.
Yeah, it's all, smoke and mirrors, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a sort of Roswell incident again, right? From 1947 when they found a weather balloon.
That's right.
Well, they say they said they had captured a flying saucer.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh no, this is a weather balloon.
I believe it because I saw that footage. Anyway, if I may just interrupt you for a moment, all I want to say is this. Since they shot down the first one that went over our country, which was from China, and went over our sensitive military areas, nuclear sites, and we just let it go. And as I told you the other day, we shot it down when we should have just put a couple of holes in the balloon, let it come down gently instead of destroying the entire thing. So that was the first one. Then we've had 3 since then. Okay. Have you heard anything about the 3 that we shot down that are supposedly balloons of some sort? And then they have the left has the nerve to say that, well, this happened under Trump's watch too. Nobody knew about it. If it did happen, nobody said anything. So where are they getting that information? Comes down to this, Michael. We're focusing on things that we should really start getting some serious answers to. Whether it's the UFOs, China, Ukraine, Russia, we need to start getting answers. And this administration is giving us shit.
And US Blues in the chat room says 400K missile to shoot down a party balloon.
Right. I gotta read the article my friend Tom sent me. I gotta look at it. I haven't read it. All I saw was the headline, but quite amazing.
Quite an expensive missile, but yeah, that's taxpayer money going to waste there.
Good job, government. Good job.
Yeah, we could have done something else rather than doing that, but well, we're not the ones running the country here.
Oh man,
it's the corpse and his friends.
No doubt.
The same faces you once saw with the Obama administration are still in power.
That's right.
I hate to point that out. But
It's
all
true.
the same faces, all the same names, they're all there. They never went away.
Yep.
Just
and I wouldn't doubt it, Michael, if a certain King Hussein is behind all of this.
Oh, I wouldn't know exactly, but who knows?
He himself said...
I'm not ruling it out.
He himself said, when asked the question, I'd rather be running the country without being president from the sidelines. That's what he said.
It's pretty gangster, right?
You know, I don't even know anymore. Gangster, yes. Criminal, yes. Mob controlled, yes. All of the above.
In other words, yes.
Yes.
Capital
Y.
My goodness. Well, Mike, you know, I would love to continue this further, but we have already pushed on further than I anticipated for. And yes. Mike, we need to wrap it up here. And my God, Mike, always an honor and pleasure to have you here on the program. And of course, those of you who hung out with us here on rather short notice. I mean, you know, we did plan it, but we should have planned it out way further along to let people know we'd be here. Some people don't even realize that we're on live, by the way, Mike.
Indeed.
It happens, though. It happens.
We're getting some.
Yeah, we'll get a regular schedule going for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But once again, right. Once again, thank you guys for hanging out with us here tonight. That concludes tonight's broadcast. Mike, plug away as we take it home here.
Thank you, buddy. Always an absolute honor to be on the show with you as your co-host, Michael. You know I love it. I love doing the show with you. Thank you, everyone, for listening tonight. Thank you, everyone, for making your comments and being kind as well as obnoxious. Thank you for the callers. Thank you to October Noor. Good luck with your show tonight.
Yeah, good luck to them.
If you're interested in my book, you can still get it. MikeHideous.com. And if you don't know how to spell my name, look at the beginning of the show on YouTube and you'll see it in big letters on the screen. Thank you very much. I had a wonderful time. We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much.
Good night, Mike.
Michael, talk to you later, buddy.
And there he goes, boys and girls. That was my co-host. And yes, prayers for Jim Fetzer. We hope he's all right. We hope he continues to live strong. We want him out of that hospital ASAP. And who knows what's going on with him. I don't know if it was COVID or just a bad flu or what have you. We don't even know yet. I don't know. I don't have an update yet on Jim Fetzer, his health. We don't know. It's all in the air currently. If anyone in the chat room knows what's going on with him, please let us know. But yes, please pray for our friend, the freight train, Mr. James Fetzer, a absolute legend. In my opinion, I think he's a true legend. And yes, go light a candle for our friend Jim Fetzer. We don't know what's going on with him, but we love him to death here. And, you know, I'll try to give him a call ASAP and see what's going on with Jim. Poor Jim. Yes. Oof. I really hope he pulls through and nothing happens to the guy. I would hate this, that last episode to be his last interview. I mean, that would not be good. I would feel extremely awful, to be honest with all of you out there. You know, I owe Jim a lot. I really do. You know, without Jim, this show would have died a long time ago. Those are just facts. Those are just facts, people. So, you know, I have a deep admiration for Jim Fetzer here. As many of you do out there sitting down, listening to this, listening to the sound of my voice. Many of you out there very much familiar with the legend, Jim Fetzer. Yeah, it's a terrible thing. And boys and girls, always an honor and pleasure to be sitting here in this chair behind this microphone and entertaining all of you out there. And of course, entertaining all of you out there that will listen to the podcast and take us on the road with you. Remember, the Michael Deacon program, search it wherever you listen to your podcast that you like, that's where you'll find us. And we are on Rumble, by the way, and things are kind of slow on Rumble. We aren't doing live shows there yet, but eventually, once YouTube folds, I think we're going to have to make that switch. But yes, go check us out on rumble.com, search the Michael Deacon program, and you'll find us. And of course, shout out to the realdealmedia.tv. Go look up the realdealmedia.tv, and you'll find World at War with Dean Ryan. Great show. We love Dean very much. Hopefully he's getting ready to do his program here tonight. I believe so. And yeah, boys and girls, that was a good one. We had fun here. Thanks to the callers, and I apologize to those out there who did call in, and I didn't answer. Sometimes that happens. I apologize for that. Yes, for sure, I never ever heard of Fetzer until this show, but I am a fan. He's a strong personality, and that comes from CM5891. And I'm not exactly sure what 5891 means at the end of your name, CM. Maybe one day you'll explain it to us here. Maybe if you call in, you could tell us about that name. I've been seeing CM5891 here on this program for a while now. Long-time listener. And yes, Asuka Fetzer is based indeed. And Bad Dog says definitely a hero. I agree. You won't get any argument out of me on that one. Once again, boys and girls, it's been a fun show. I enjoyed this one, a little bit of a Friday early edition of the program. Usually we would be starting around this time, but these early shows are kind of cool. I like them a little bit more. We'll do much more of them, and we'll give you a regular schedule. I mean, we haven't really had a quote-unquote regular schedule here on this program. It's always been sort of one of those things where we just do a show whenever we'd like. But I can tell it's a little confusing for some of you out there. You guys are always wondering, well, when's the show going to be on? I get all these messages all the time. When's the show going to start? Are you going to be on live tonight? I get that all the time. And I'm kind of sick of it, to be honest. Gotta be honest. So I think if we have a regular schedule for you guys already know, and you guys will be here and all that sort of jazz. But yeah, you get the picture. Once again, boys and girls, it is a complete honor and privilege to be here, and we'll rock the mic again very soon. And with that said, the world is a mysterious place, and life itself is a mystery. Until next time, mahalo.